Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman by heading over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hey everyone,
Hello.
welcome to another episode of Hypecast!
Hypecast.
Show where we get hyped about stuff
Hypecast.
and things.
Ooh.
I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I am your other co-host, David Bell.
And who are you?
Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
I am Maggie. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're recording in the rain today.
Yeah.
It's been raining pretty steadily, which is rare for Los
It's like
Angeles.
a good day to record.
Yeah.
It's like cozy.
It is. It's a good day to drive across Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty cozy.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we want to jump right into
Quick
the trailers?
question.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh.
What's Channing Tatum up to?
He did Logan Lucky, yeah, and then
That's true.
That was a while ago,
I
though.
feel like there was something else that he did recently, or
Okay.
is doing. Oh my God, Zac Efron disappeared, and now he's gonna be a serial killer.
Oh,
Isn't that
no.
weird?
Like in life?
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
wow. First of all, probably.
Well,
So-
yeah, he's doing the Ted Bundy movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like it's been a hot second since he's been in anything.
Right.
Yeah, they did like Baywatch, and then like
I hope
Oh.
Tatum. I woke up and had some rain thoughts, and I
About
looked out
Tatum?
the window, and I was like,
Should I
"What's
see?
Channing
I wanna
Tatum
look
up
it
to?"
up. Channing Tatum.
what are you up to, Channing?
Tatum.
I just watched Hail Caesar, so I feel like he was just in something, but
Oh,
that movie's
yeah.
like 3 years old.
Oh. Let us see.
You're like, "Oh, dead."
Well, dead. 4 hours ago. Oh, what Channing Tatum and Jenna? I can't pronounce her last name.
Duan's
Duan's
Yeah.
relationship is post-split. Came out 4 hours ago. Weird.
Mm.
So I guess he did some interview talking about dating apps. Okay, let's see. Filmography.
It's got anything?
Anything coming up? Anything coming up for
Um,
Channing?
What?
Okay. Oh,
Anything
he was
coming
in
up for Channing?
Smallfoot.
Oh, right. He
Smallfoot.
just
He
did
was
that.
in
Yeah, that
Smallfoot.
Yeti movie.
So he's taking a
Okay.
break, is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing here.
Yeah. He's gonna voice something in a Lego movie part 2.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
'Cause I think he was something in Lego Batman movie, according to this.
Okay.
All
Was
right.
he Robin? He feels like he could have been
No, I think
Robin.
Michael Cera was
That was
Robin.
Michael Cera.
Oh, that's funny casting. Yeah, I guess he did three. He did Kingsman and Logan Lucky in the same year, so he got a little burnt
Oh, yeah.
out. Then did Smallfoot.
Yeah, we haven't had much from Channing in
hmm.
2018.
Yeah.
I'm missing.
It's a
I'm
Channing-less
missing Channing.
year.
Channing-less year.
Yeah, where are you, Channing?
Yeah.
Wake up, Channing. I have something I need to say to you.
All right.
Yeah. let's get it.
I'm good. I'm good for
Now you're good.
trailers.
Now you're good. Now you're good for the.
We checked in on Ted.
Yeah.
Channing.
Yeah. We looked in on him. He's doing all right.
Yeah,
He's curled up under a blanket today because it's raining.
Yeah.
It's cold and rainy in Los Angeles.
At the top of this, I just want to say that we might record this, and then the Avengers 4 trailer might immediately drop.
Yeah.
We're waiting on pins and needles, quite
Yeah.
literally. It's uncomfortable,
Right,
Tom.
so-
That was a dumb idea. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. This is entirely my fault. Well, let's record today.
Yeah, they said it would drop 9 in the morning Eastern time, but that might have been a lie, and it seems to have been. There's also rumors that the new Spider-Man is coming out, but
Yeah. Isn't that weird how
Nothing-
they're just allowed to lie to us?
yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
can just say it and then it can just not happen.
Right,
We're
they can just
supposed
say
to be
things to
okay
us.
with it.
Well,
yeah.
it's all rumors. It's all like websites being like, a friend I know who I trust says it's coming out now, and it's like, who is this person?
Oh yeah.
Who dat?
Yeah.
Who dat?
It's like the scoops on what is it coming soon or one of them is like always wrong.
Yeah. It might. I don't know if it's anything.
We're always wrong.
Yeah, it's like that's their masthead. We're never fucking right.
We're the weather forecast of movie
Right.
trailers.
We're just guessing.
I noticed there's a website that's I think they're the Onion of entertainment news, but
Ooh.
unlike the Onion, they don't have a punchline. They just put out like false news. And there's a few websites like that with the regular news too.
Huh.
But there's one about entertainment news, and I think they're being funny,
Oh my
but
God.
it just comes out as like just bullshit.
Man, the people just don't seem to understand satire
Yeah.
or what it's meant to do
it's-
or what it looks like.
It's not just telling believable lies.
Yeah.
Like posting a story that, for instance, Channing Tatum is dead. That's not a joke.
No.
Oh my God, Channing Tatum's dead.
Yeah, right.
Holy
Like,
fucking
right?
shit.
Yeah.
Let me write several articles about it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
Several
no.
think pieces. I have many opinions
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
about the
So-
three-dimensional man that was Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. Rest in peace, Channing Tatum.
Rip, rest in paradise.
So,
mhm.
on the subject of Marvel, we have Captain Marvel trailer.
Captain
Yes.
Marvel. And can I say that I don't think it looks fine.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
It just doesn't blow me away.
I mean, the action, the space action looks
Space
fun.
action looks cool,
It's
when
cool.
she's in space with her mohawk.
Her mohawk
I'm like,
helmet,
okay,
yeah,
that's
it's pretty
really
dope.
cool.
That's pretty sweet.
But I don't know, something about the aesthetic, like the alien, also but very military complex kind of thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it tickles my.
Nothing about it stands out.
Yeah.
It didn't look particularly original in any way.
Mhm.
I'm still excited for it,
Yeah.
but I know what you mean. Where I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
quite. Maybe the trailer was also a little awkward. I don't know.
Yeah. And also maybe they're trying to make it look very very cookie cutter so that more people go see it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's definitely a thing that they do.
Yeah.
Like every
So-
trailer is the same
Mhm.
for every movie.
I
And then
loved-
the Marvel movies definitely have a template where it's like, it's got to be this,
It's got to
this,
do
and
this. Yeah.
I loved Nick Fury stopping for the cat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just wasting
yeah.
a whole lot of time on that cat.
That was a great character detail.
Mhm.
Well, her cat's like a character too. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which will be exciting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there are things that they haven't shown us yet, hopefully, that will make it pop a little bit more. But right now, it's kind of just reads as generic
Yeah.
superhero.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Which is also, you know what? Also cool. That's also cool.
Yeah,
Great.
it's
That's
fine. Like, I don't know. I mean, I like the space stuff.
I
Jump
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, I trust Marvel enough to deliver something that's entertaining.
Yeah.
Especially now, like back when they were doing Thor 2, they didn't quite figure it out at that point.
Right.
That's the worst one, right? That
Probably.
That or Iron Man
But
2.
because
Iron Man
those-
2.
Mm-hmm.
Those are when they were like, we can do serious, and it was like, no
No.
one
We
wants
can
to be
do serious.
Yeah,
Take us seriously.
Yeah.
yeah.
Take us seriously.
They figured out 6 years into the Marvel universe that Chris Hemsworth is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
They're like, oh,
Whoa.
all of the Chris's can tell jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just looking. It's not like I'm not going to see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be there for sure.
I enjoy how deep we're getting into the Marvel Universe's bench
Yeah.
because Captain Marvel is in terms of within the comic books, one of the most powerful heroes, but
Mhm.
not like an A-list hero.
Right.
I and actually my only memory of her is her being directly marketed towards me as a 7-8-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, it was oh, you might like this, and it was this cheery, blonde superhero. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe. But that's
Could be
my
me.
yeah, that could be me.
I can.
I like a cat. That's my only memory of her, and I don't. And I since then haven't seen her anything until this.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, that's exciting too. I
Sure.
don't know.
Yeah.
See.
I mean, it takes place in the 90s, so maybe we'll see a young Maggie.
Yeah. And
Oh, that would be terrifying for everyone. I would never wish that upon
What if
anybody.
that What if you're watching the movie and it's young you all of a sudden? What the? What is happening?
And no one believes you, and
Yeah.
you go crazy.
It's like a real in the mouth of madness moment.
Yeah.
It's like, what sorcery is this? So yeah, what's the
the next one I'm very excited about, you guys. Watership Down.
I have never read Watership Down.
Me either.
And this trailer is not at all what I thought it was about.
Well, that's the thing. This trailer does not represent Watership Down.
Okay.
Does it? No, because for the most part, I feel like people are excited about this. And my roommate who has read the book was like, "Oh, it looks good," but I have no reference.
I never
do
read
not
the
know.
book.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I know the cartoon, the other animated Watership
Yeah.
Down.
Oh,
And if you just Google like Watership Down violence, you'll see why this is not.
I mean, it looks like
There you go. Are you Googling Watership Down
Whoa.
violence? Watership Down traumatized
there are
children.
some dead ass
Oh,
rabbits
my
on Maggie's computer
God.
screen right now.
Yep.
These look like this can't be real. Like this is
Jesus.
the Tumblr version
This-
of it. but
Okay,
no.
yeah, I was about to say it's The Secret of Nim with rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It is a very disturbing kids movie.
Oh my
I'm not even.
God.
I guess it's a kids movie. All I know is there were like complaints when like the BBC aired the cartoon. Like people were very upset because the
Pretty
rabbits get murdered and they're like coughing up blood and they're gashed
there's
open.
some, yeah.
I think there's a part where they get like buried alive or something.
looks
There's
like
just
an
like some
anime.
really fucked up crazy shit. And now this is just like Watership Down, now CGI, really bad CGI, but like
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was stop motion. I was like, "Oh, that's
Oh.
cool." Then I'm like, "Oh, it's just
wait.
jerky CGI."
Yeah.
here's my guess is that they went around to companies and they were like, I'm not animating that. You want me to animate a rabbit get its guts ripped open? No.
Rabbit
Wow.
Massacre.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell it's Rabbit Massacre in this
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah, there's hints of like
Yeah.
terror.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's going to be a war, but I thought it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what I thought it was like some kind of weird post-apocalyptic movie.
No. I
With-
think Watership
with
Down
animals
is
living in
the
like
name of the place that they're in.
Okay.
Like the weird meadow. I'm going by a lot of memory here. So I'm probably gonna go. I'm like trying not to describe the plot too much because I
two
don't
warring
remember it.
factions of
Right.
rabbits.
I just remember a lot of rabbit murder.
It seems very epic, like epic tale via rabbit.
Right.
Mm.
And I actually, you know what? I really don't mind that it is terrible CGI, but for some reason I don't mind it. I don't know if it's like nostalgia or like
Yeah. It reminds me of
Shrek.
Yeah, it reminds me of like
Shrek.
Beast Wars. Like the
Yeah, I was about to say reboot.
Oh,
That show
Reboot.
Reboot. Remember when Reboot did the Evil Dead episode?
No.
They did an Evil Dead episode.
Wow.
They get
I've never seen Reboot.
Reboot is they travel through computers and shit. Oh,
Which is
Maggie
Oh,
just looked it
I
up.
remember this.
Yeah.
What was this on? This was on something.
Fox, I think.
Whoa. Damn.
But they like travel through the internet and do different things. And they in one
Weird.
episode they wound up in the cabin from Evil Dead and they have to fight Ash.
Oh, that's
oh
great.
My God.
But they never call him Ash, and it's like
Huh.
it was weird to see because I was
Yeah.
like, I know what this is. I'm sure 7-year-olds don't.
Yeah.
But that was just them being like, this is for us.
Wow. Weird. Flashback.
Yeah. It was
Ugh. What a time to be alive.
That was totally like
Oh,
99 around that era.
So yeah, I think Watership Down is gonna. They shouldn't advertise it this way. Like they're.
I mean, it's not being the commercial. The
Unless
trailer
they-
we saw. It's a BBC series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Unless-
very BBC. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
BBC
Yeah.
on
like-
Netflix.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, the trailer is not a children's movie trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's rabbits in it, but like they're saying like deep ass shit to each other.
Yeah.
I was getting very Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
vibes.
Well, I thought one of them was Elijah Wood, and then it's like, oh, that's James McAvoy.
It
I think-
should have been Elijah Wood.
I think they know. Everybody knows though that when you have a kid and you're like just looking for something to shut it up, if you just see the picture of cartoon rabbits,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Like it's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the parents aren't necessarily.
Those noises
gonna
are what
Yeah.
the images we found from Watership Down. That's what they look like. It's just wholesale
It's
rabbit
bad.
slaughter.
Yeah.
Feel free to Google yourself.
Yeah.
And take a look at what I'm looking at.
I mean, it sounds like we're overplaying it, like we're
Yeah.
speaking hyperbolically, but we're really not.
No.
Like,
Like the spit, even. Just
yeah,
like,
it's gross. It's really
It's-
It
intense.
reminds
Yeah.
me of Graves of the Fireflies.
I mean, this rabbit has blood coming out of its eyes.
It's. I'm.
Graves of Fireflies. It's that like terribly sad anime movie where everyone just dies
I've
after World War II.
yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
about this.
That's what it reminds me of. It's very.
I've heard about it from anime cop, anime detective. I forget what the name of that show is.
It was rated PG.
The original?
The cartoon, yeah. The
Whoa!
Watership Down. That's the thing. There's all these articles like Watership Down, the film that frightened me the most from The Guardian. Like, I think this fucked up a whole generation.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. I mean, it teaches children the reality of nature.
And war.
Like, they get torn apart by cats and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll get some more of that. It'll be great.
Yeah, I'm kind of into that. You know, some people care about animals more than they care about people. So if they see this type of violence and war, maybe it's a nice, like, anti-war propaganda movie.
It's true. And they learn that animals, not so great. Not so great after all.
Not so great.
Not the best.
Not so great.
Yeah.
Anime Crimes Division. That's what it's called. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I know I was saying it wrong. It's the only reason I know Grave of the Fireflies from Anime Crimes
It's a
Division.
terribly sad movie. I can't watch it. I just cry. It's so sad.
Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, we should go to the next one.
All is true.
Dang. I thought this looked really good.
Another Shakespeare movie.
Yeah.
It's- It looks. I mean, it's like a romantic comedy.
Is that what it
Shakespeare.
is?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like a drama, like light comedy.
Right.
Like real navel gazing.
Retired Shakespeare.
Retired
Shakespeare comes back to home to family he has neglected,
Yeah.
and what does that look like? I guess.
Starring and directed by Kenneth Branagh, who this is what happens when you give him money. When you give him that fucking Artemis Fowl money, he goes sneaks off and makes something of Shakespeare.
Makes a Shakespeare
When no
movie
one's looking.
where he dresses up like a crew member from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Like his.
I kept being like, is that Ken Kingsley? Ben Kingsley?
Ken Kingsley?
Ken Kingsley? But it's not.
No, it's Kenneth
No,
Branagh
no.
in like a weird skullet makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also got Ian McKellen in there.
It
I think,
does.
I think a Judi Dench.
There's a
right?
Judi Dench, yeah.
So British and old.
It's the most British.
So old.
Yeah.
So British.
Yeah, it's very British.
Hope
It's
there's a
just-
scene where they all bone.
There's
Oh,
gotta
all
be,
those old
right?
people, yeah.
How much ass Shakespeare was crushing in his time. Lots of it. Yeah, I can't really tell what it's about.
I know. I get. Yeah. I mean, it could be delightful. I just
It could
don't
be.
know what they're like trying to say with it. Like, I don't know.
It reminds me
I don't
of
know.
like a what Mr. Holmes or
Yeah, I
a,
was
or a
just about to say
Hyde
Mr.
Park
Holmes.
on the Hudson,
Yeah.
where it's like this old famous person like having a delightful retirement,
Mm-hmm.
and in the case of Hyde Park, getting a hand job from his cousin, I believe.
Oh, fun.
That's a scene in that.
Yeah, well, it's FDR, right?
Yeah, played by Bill Murray.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Yeah,
he
that's
was
a film.
What?
He was throwing bones in his cousin.
Oh.
That was one where like
No.
that was another one where I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie. It's Bill Murray. It looks delightful. And then like 2 hours passed, and I'm like, I don't remember anything that happened. I don't know what any of that was.
I swear to God, I saw myself in the movie,
Yeah.
and now I just don't know what to do.
Just like wake up in a pile of clothes and like, what happened? Movie over? Like,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm getting like I don't know. There seems to be leaning on the idea that like he's like retired, but you're gonna write one
Right.
last play, and I don't know enough about Shakespeare to be like, is this
I think
like what was this one last play?
his last one was the water one.
Waterworld?
Oh my God, it's
Waterworld,
basically Waterworld. I was in a
Earthsea.
version of it in college.
Wait, it is basically Waterworld?
Basically, yes, they're on this island, and there's like someone in charge of it, and everyone's trying to like. I mean,
It's blowing my mind right now.
I mean, yeah, I had
I'm
no
waiting for
idea.
you to be like, and there's this little girl, and there's a map on her
And
back.
there's a map on her
It's a dry
back, and then
land.
Kevin Costner has gills.
Yeah.
do Shakespeare. Here, why can't I just
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare? Also, last play. Is
Man.
it? Wait, what was the last play written by Shakespeare?
What was the last play written by Shakespeare?
I don't know anything about Shakespeare. I don't give a shit about Shakespeare.
Okay, well, it's not what I thought it was actually. So I guess he like started.
It's not
The
Waterworld?
Tempest is.
Oh,
like,
The Tempest.
I know that
I
one.
think it's his last one, but then I guess he also like co-wrote a couple after that. So
Just dipping wetting his beak.
whatever, I know.
Yeah.
Other
So yeah, I don't.
plays. Shakespeare got to get paid.
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
He's the Kenneth Branagh of his time.
Yes.
Yeah, making those
Wetting
Artemis
his beak
Fowl.
and
Mhm,
Artemis
mhm.
Fowl and
Yeah.
and Cinderella remakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was him too.
Yep. Murder on the Orient Express.
Branagh,
Yep.
like, what is he doing?
I don't know.
I don't
He
know.
seems to have like no direction, which is like relatable.
Yeah,
Quite
Definitely,
honestly,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
He's a
Like-
good director, and I feel like he just sticks himself in. He's not a bad actor either.
No,
I
of
feel like
course
no
not.
one knows what to do with him, including himself.
Mm.
I feel like at any point they like Hollywood could like Mr. Hollywood could walk in to his office and someone would be like
John
Kenneth,
J. Hollywood.
John
wants
J. Yeah. And someone's like Kenneth Branagh wants to do Terminator, and they're like, okay,
Sure.
I guess let's see what that's
Okay.
like.
He was in Henry V.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see him in Much Ado About Nothing? He's delightful.
Yeah.
Him and Emma Thompson.
I would watch Kenneth Branagh Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
regardless of what role he played.
yeah.
Definitely if he was the Terminator.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just a
No one.
middle-aged
All right.
British Terminator.
We've talked about this before. If you're building an infiltration robot, you don't make him look like a giant Austrian man.
Yeah.
Like that is the opposite of what you make those robots look like. You
That
make
is-
them look like Kenneth Branagh.
That is the sore thumb of human beings.
Yeah.
Or like a small child, I'd be running
Yeah.
up like, "Are you okay?" Then it would
Right.
shoot me in the chest, and
Or
then, you know,
Yeah,
And
with its,
they-
with its arm guns.
Yeah.
they establish that dogs don't like Terminators, so you know what you make the Terminator look like? Another dog.
fuck
And then-
off.
And then and then the
Oh,
dog's
get
barking and they're just like,
Get
well, the
fucked.
dog's just upset because it's another dog, and then
Right.
the dog explodes and terminates everything.
Damn, that's
War
fucking-
over.
You should make a Terminator.
You should make a
I
Terminator.
should.
Fuck
Well, his
Kenneth-
original idea was to make Lance Henriksen the Terminator
Right, which
because
would
of that
been,
idea that he doesn't look like anybody
Yeah.
special.
James Cameron just keeps making Lance Hendrickson a robot. Is
Yeah.
that the idea?
Yes.
Should we go to the next one?
Yes.
American Dream / American Nightmare. That is the actual title
Mhm.
of this Suge Knight documentary.
By Anton Fuqua.
Yeah.
What has he done? What?
Training Day, The Equalizer,
Oh,
Magnificent Seven. I think
Hot-
he did that King
yeah.
Arthur movie.
Like hot take. I don't really need to hear from Suge Knight.
Really?
I don't need to hear it. I think you've done terrible things, and I don't really want to
Yeah.
give you a platform for it.
Right, like this movie, it's like you've heard the rhymes, now hear the reason. It's like I don't
Yeah,
need to
I
hear
don't
his
need to hear-
reasoning behind
yeah,
doing
I
he's
don't
a
need
fucking
to.
criminal.
I
Like,
guess.
I know why he does
we do
stuff.
so much of this with
That's true.
criminals
Yeah.
being
I-
like,
it's-
I mean,
maybe
every Scorsese film.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe it's just because it's maybe it's because I've grown up
right.
like knowing
Yeah.
everything about Suge Knight. It's like I can't imagine what new perspective this documentary
Right.
gave me. Like
Yeah.
I know all of the things he's currently in jail for running people down with his
Right.
car.
I think it's weird. Like, I would see this more as a fictional movie because
I would too.
About-
Yeah.
again, everybody loves the goddamn Scarface
Yeah.
story of someone who starts from nothing to become a monster.
Right.
It's like it's American Nightmare. It's the American Dream gone wrong.
Right.
Yeah, that was another thing for me in college. Is everybody having Scarface posters on their wall and being like, because I want to come from nothing and build myself up. I'm like, you're missing the point of that movie.
Yeah, there's-
like he
He
self-destructs.
gets sad. Yeah, the
and
end
ruins
is
everyone
sad.
around
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Well, I think with like if it was fictional, there'd be more distance, and then you could
Yeah.
give that perspective of like, hey, maybe not best way to go about it, BT Dubs,
Yeah.
but like if it's him giving the narrative,
Yeah.
it's like I would rather watch 500 more Tupac documentaries than
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
you talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that's
I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel a little too
It's too soon, kind of in a way. It's
yeah,
like,
and it's
I
like
don't-
it seemed. I don't know. I mean, we're casting a lot of judgment on it. Having
Yeah,
not seen too much of
yeah.
it, but it's like, man, like you're saying, like letting him steer the narrative seems a little irresponsible.
Yeah,
yeah.
unless this is going to be like the Jinx. Unless
Yeah,
they're gonna
it could
call
be,
him
yeah.
out.
Right.
Even the Jinx had a little bit of distance.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
And for the
'Cause-
trailer, I didn't get that sense. It was very like in his level, and there was a
Yeah.
lot of like beauty shots of him
Yeah.
like smoking and some light. And I'm like,
It would seem.
let's get some bad lighting in here. Let's get fluorescence.
Yeah,
I don't
it seemed
know.
a little hero worshipy.
He's
Which
he's
is
in the
strange.
jail now.
Yeah.
So this was shot before that.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like maybe that was part of it. Is maybe he started this project before he went to jail and before all that. So he was just like, well, I have all this footage of him. I'm gonna finish
Could be,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do the thing in the trailer where it's like, so people say that you had Biggie murdered.
Yeah.
and it's just like this long
silence.
pause.
It's like, oh my
And
god.
it's like they treat it like, oh, watch the movie to find. It's like, he's not gonna say that he
Yeah.
did it.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be fucking incredible. Maybe put that in your trailer if
Right.
that happened.
And if he did say it,
We would know.
we would know.
we
Like you
would
would
know.
sit on it
Oh
until
my
this
God.
movie came out. It's like, when recently, it was Puff Daddy was on.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Exactly what you're
when
talking
they,
about.
they
yeah.
asked him, he was asked about whether or not he had Tupac murdered, and he talked around it but didn't say no.
Right.
Like he was like, I mean, I think people should be forgiven for things that they do in their past. Like, it was basically that. So it's like, wait, you're not saying you didn't.
That's weird.
That's weird. That seems like like I didn't think you did, but now I'm like, well, you could have just said no, so did you?
Right.
You're fucking with my mind, P. Diddy.
I feel like he just wants people to think that then, right?
I know. From like all that I read, he seems like too like soft to have actually like really done it, but probably definitely contributed to the like the
Right.
what do you call it? Where you know.
You're making a triangle with your
Yeah.
hands. I don't know this-
pyramid scheme.
Accelerate.
Oh, he exacerbated it.
Yes,
There we go.
exacerbated the problem.
The conflict.
Mhm, the conflict,
Yeah, he
for
definitely-
sure.
Yeah.
Man, I've read some
Very
wild,
irresponsibly so, I think.
I
read some
do.
wild stuff about Diddy. Like he only he doesn't sleep.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've-
I would believe that.
I've heard that he sleeps like he'll just catch random naps throughout the day, but like doesn't sleep at night.
Whoa. Where do you think that comes from? Guilt?
Benjamin Franklin. That's what.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's a big Ben Franklin fan.
It could, yeah, it could be guilt. I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
I'm
shit.
excited for seeing Vanilla Ice tell the story.
Oh
of
my
how
god, what was I?
He
Come on, I
got
was like,
dangled by.
Oh, I've seen that interview.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's actually old footage.
Mm.
I'll just Google it then.
I forget what I was watching that it was on, but I have seen him give that interview where he
Yeah.
says Suge Knight
Ooh.
was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw you right the fuck out this window."
Ooh. Oh my god.
Oh man,
Ooh.
Adam Todd Brown has like a solid 10 minutes
On Suge
on
Knight.
Suge Knight.
Yeah, he does.
where he just does. I'm just gonna do nothing but Suge Knight jokes, and then he does.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it.
I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see it in theaters or anything.
Oh, it's a Showtime.
Then I'm definitely not going to see
Yeah,
it in theaters.
it's a Showtime
Yeah.
documentary.
Mhm.
And I mean, we're being a little judgy.
Yeah, and also Showtime seems like a good place for it, actually.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I don't
Sure.
know. Maybe they'll.
I mean, it could just be the trailer is cutting it in a way that looks
Mhm.
like the movie's trying to make Suge Knight look really cool.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he's a criminal.
yeah,
He's a
it's-
famous
yeah,
bad guy.
famous bad-
Like,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't
We'll
know.
see.
I think Anton Fuqua used to direct music videos, so I think he might have actually worked with Suge Knight.
Oh,
That makes
shit.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be. I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Mhm.
I could
Okay.
be completely wrong. So,
Or maybe he has worked with people that he has worked with, which sparked
Yeah.
his interest to be like, yo, why
That's
you
true.
why you dangling
So I heard you almost killed Vanilla Ice.
Hey.
What's is that? The
That's
last
the end
trailer?
of trailers, so we can move on to news stories. I don't think we covered this in the last Hypecast because it happened right after. But Netflix canceled Daredevil, and now it's been revealed that it was Netflix's fourth biggest show. I've said a few times this is just Disney Plus, and that's what I think it is still. Is that I think Disney Plus did something to Netflix. They were like jacked up the rate of how
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dangled it in front of them.
So it's one of those things where they call you into the office and like, okay, we're letting you go.
Mm-hmm.
You can say you quit.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say you resigned.
We'll say you resigned.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll see Jessica Jones go next.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then
The
Disney
Punisher.
Plus
Mhm.
will bring it all back, hopefully with the same cast, but who the hell knows?
Probably with the same cat. Like, I don't see why.
Yeah.
It would be really weird.
Marvel put out a
it'd be
thing
weird.
saying that this isn't the last we'll see of the characters. They specified characters.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but I hope that they'll be smart enough to know that
That
there's
come
a-
on, we can't.
yeah.
are already asking a lot of us to go to a whole nother streaming site.
Yeah.
Don't make us also have to pretend that like someone else is Daredevil or Jessica Jones.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be really hard to recast them too.
Yeah.
Because
I feel especially Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
'cause
Jessica
she doesn't
Jones,
wear
they
a
nailed it.
mask. It's
No.
like her. That's
Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, because they're pulling all their movies off too,
Yeah.
and like,
we're gonna all be paying Disney for their fucking
We're
streaming
gonna be
service.
on our knees
Yeah.
not to get.
It's gonna happen.
You know, but we will be, and we'll all like it.
Yep.
So
I
We'll
mean,
fucking like
yeah,
it.
we're gonna fucking like
we're
it.
gonna like it.
Yeah.
Here, give us $10 a month, you pieces of shit,
Yeah.
God.
so you can watch your Pixar films. You
Oh my
trash.
God.
I mean, if they have all of their movies,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Then
if
I'm
they
like,
have everything, it's
well,
kind
all
of
right.
yeah.
That's it. That's the thing is if they have all their they own
even like the
70%
Disney
of
classics
movies.
that are in
yeah.
the vault. Like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Netflix is gonna be in some trouble here, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because they own most of everything. So if there are people who have to like choose,
Right.
they're probably gonna go with Disney, right?
Especially with kids. Like,
Yeah.
they Netflix should make sure that their like kids animated
Hmm.
section is like top
Oh, yeah.
notch. Otherwise,
apparently they're quietly getting stuff done. Like there's always new like animated series. Like there's always new kid stuff on
yeah.
Netflix. I'm like, what is this?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a big fan of Dino Trucks. If you guys haven't seen
I
it,
have not seen
It
Dino
is
Trucks, and it
exactly
sounds
what you think
intriguing.
it is. It is dinosaur trucks,
sounds
and
great.
it's DreamWorks, and like I think Spielberg is just like an executive producer on it or
Hey,
something.
DreamWorks is his.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's pretty fucking delightful. It's all these like dinosaurs like learning to work together with other smaller reptiles because they're like the nuts and bolts, and the dinosaurs are like the trucks, and they work together to like
That sounds
That's
things.
pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
it's pretty fucking tight.
There was
Yeah.
there was two things I was hoping that was. It's the thing you just
Mhm.
described,
Great.
or a show
Uh-huh.
about dinosaurs driving trucks.
Oh,
Like long-haul dinosaur truckers.
Oh shit!
Uncovered. Oh, you know what? Sadly, that might be better, but
Well,
you know what? Hey, let's get some BBC money and make
yeah,
some, like,
give us some of that Watership Down money.
Yeah.
We'll make
Like
dinosaur
weird
truckers.
CGI.
Dino truckers. Oh, that'd be so good.
Truckers.
Oh man.
Ooh.
On the subject of Netflix, they
Mhm.
just paid $100 million to keep Friends for another year.
Oh my god.
I've read 80 and 100.
Okay.
It's a lot of money
Either way, it's too much money.
to keep Friends through
I
2019.
don't like Friends.
I
at
don't like
all.
Friends,
I've
yeah.
never. I mean,
I've watched a handful of episodes.
It,
Yeah.
I know people who are like swear by Friends.
Yeah.
It passed me right the fuck by. I
Yeah.
watched maybe a couple of the episodes and I was like, this is just a sitcom.
Yeah, it's a 90s
I know.
sitcom.
It
Yeah.
feels like it feels like going on one of those roller coasters that you don't really have to do anything. You kind of just like do 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 go like through the.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I was like, I don't have to do much on most roller coasters. I just sit there.
True,
The roller
that's
coaster
true.
does the work.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe more like a storybook roller coaster where it just takes you through the story of
Right.
Dr. Seuss instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
actually like
yeah.
any twists and turns or anything.
You're just
I
like,
don't know.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
This
all
is-
right.
I've only ever seen a handful of episodes. I mean, I know people love Friends, but that is a lot of money.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is the Netflix bubble. Like, we're going to look back and be like, yep, it
Interesting.
was moments like this is why it all came
Ooh,
crashing down.
Yeah.
Because meanwhile, Disney's like, yeah, we're just going to be over here taking
Right.
everything and putting it out
Mhm.
streaming. And Netflix is like, we're going to pay fucking $100 million for Friends.
That might be why.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because Disney, they can anything from ABC they can put on. They can
Mhm.
they've bought Fox. They have The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Disney Plus is just like, hey, guys, you want everything?
You want literally
Yeah.
everything.
Here we go. We have it.
Here's Star Wars, Marvel, all the Disney stuff.
It shouldn't be
Simpsons.
allowed.
No,
Like
it's,
it really.
No, it really shouldn't be. And, it's terrible. And no one should have to pay for any of this. But here we are. So
Why are we so
This is-
cool with certain monopolies?
well,
I
because
don't
we
know.
fucking forgot what happened. Because we've talked about this before, where there was a law specifically preventing movie studios from buying
Mhm.
theater chains,
right.
so they couldn't just put out
Yeah.
just
Show
their
their
movies.
films, yeah.
And that law doesn't apply to streaming, but streaming is
Right.
basically theater chains now,
Mhm.
and we've just forgotten that. And so
Mhm.
now the people who are they're taking advantage of it. The
Yeah.
studios are now like, oh, nothing says we can't start our own Netflix, so let's just
Right.
do that. and they're gonna shut out Netflix. One day, Netflix is just gonna come crashing down.
I mean, they operate
on investor. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not making
so
a profit.
No,
so
they spend so much money.
They're not really a company.
Right.
Actually, if you look at the definition of a company,
Yeah.
giving a goods to receive money, they're not doing that.
They're a
So,
vague concept.
It's that episode of It's Always Sunny, the Great Recession, where they make like Patty's bucks, but give them all away. And then, so they just people come in and buy all. So they have no. It's them. It's like Dennis and Maxine. That's okay. We have no money. We have no inventory. We're still a business somehow.
we're still a business.
Yeah, I feel like I imagine like Netflix, like if you like started working there and was trying to work your way up, you'd find like the core of Netflix is just some like room full of mist.
Oh,
And like it's just like we are Netflix, and it's just some
welcome to Netflix.
yeah, it's some abstract being.
Oh my god,
It's just a bunch of lights
yeah. Who are you?
that pulse with each syllable, so you know it's speaking. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I say it'll come crashing down, but they also did one of the smartest business decisions ever, which they were like, "Yeah, we're mailing you DVDs." Oh wait, that's not a thing anymore.
Mhm.
All right, let's switch business models.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll find a new fucking way to amaze us and save their company. But
I think they're
is
gonna.
true.
Jesus,
They've been leaning.
they're trying to make content now.
They're leaning really hard on original
Yeah.
content because I think they know which way the winds are blowing.
Yeah. I wonder if because I think the last year was Netflix just pushing out a bunch of shit. I wonder if they're gonna try to scale back and do more quality, less quantity.
I don't know.
after all
Maybe.
this, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at a list of here's what's coming to Netflix this month, and it's 40 Netflix originals.
Right.
It's like,
Whoa,
holy shit!
yeah.
That is the thing. I don't go on Netflix to watch cartoons and like if I want to watch King of the Hill, I go to Hulu because Hulu's just comfortably. Hulu's probably the one that's going to die the quickest because Hulu is just we got Simpsons, we got King of the Hill,
Bob's
we got
Burgers. I got
we got all the TV.
Yeah, it's TV.
Yeah.
And so I really only go to Netflix now to watch a few movies and mostly original content.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Weird, guys.
That's weird.
Um,
So weird.
I'm gonna skip a story because we're still talking about Netflix. And I want to add this other story that Netflix, speaking of original content, is apparently making a Between Two Ferns film.
What?
I don't know.
Sure.
This is
Sure.
it's in the works. So I'm wondering if it's just executives I don't know. Between Two Ferns, is there a way we can make that? And I don't think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't. I like Zach Galifianakis, and he's in that really sweet-looking new Bigfoot movie. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for it.
Yeah,
Stop motion.
Yeah, it's by Leica.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, but
That
does he need to
company
be
I
doing
really like.
this?
I don't know.
Shouldn't he be doing something else?
Between Two Ferns. I mean,
Not to be his
what is
manager,
what
but
is
Right.
the
shouldn't he be doing
movie
something
gonna
else?
be?
I have
It's like
no
it's
clue.
like if
I
they
don't
said we're making a
know.
Daily Show movie. It's just that doesn't.
Remember when they made the
Yeah.
Onion movie?
The Onion movie.
I actually
With
I really
Steven
love the
Seagal.
Onion
With
movie.
The Steven Seagal bit doesn't
as
age well.
Cock
No.
Puncher, I
Oh
believe.
no. That yes. I don't think. Yeah.
After
The Steven Seagal anything doesn't
Anything
age
doesn't
well.
age well.
Yeah.
we tried watching Under
Oh,
Siege with some
no.
patrons a few weeks ago, and it's just you can't
Ooh.
watch his move. Every time he's
Yeah.
on screen, it's oh, you're a rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yikes.
Oh, you kidnapped a lady.
Yeah.
You imprisoned her in your home.
Yeah. And that is just on
Yeah, that's all I can
repeat.
think of. And Under Siege is the best case scenario because it's the Steven Seagal movie where he's on screen the least amount of time.
Right.
Right.
It's mostly Tommy Lee Jones. in that
But I
movie.
mean, editing around that, everything else in the Onion movie, I love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, when the anchor, when they use the shot of him walking through the newsroom twice, the same shot, and it's genius. I mean,
Yeah, there's some good moments in it.
I like most of the Onion Video stuff,
Mhm.
which I think they moved offices and all their video stuff went away.
I remember because I think I was in Chicago when that happened, and I just remember because I was still in college, but I think
Right.
the ether, I had friends who worked there, and everyone was griping about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
So
It's a
yeah,
shame.
no, I don't know. Maybe it could be they're gonna. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be like
What
a
could
ladies'
it
man
be?
movie.
What could
Yeah,
it
it could be
Where
ladies'
it's just
man.
like
Yeah.
they turn Zach Galifianakis into a character.
Right.
We
Yeah.
follow his life. Like, it'd be
That
like the Wayne's
classic-
World movie.
Okay, Wayne's World's the better one because if someone's pitching it like like the Ladies' Man movie.
The Ladies' Man is fucking hilarious.
It is, but
Yeah.
it's not. No one's seen it.
It is a forgotten film.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wayne's World's the better. Yeah, because if someone was saying they're making a Wayne's World movie, I would also had I not been in this universe where Wayne's World movie already existed, I would have been like, that SNL sketch? How does that work?
Well,
How do you make that a movie?
At
And
least, I mean, at
they
least
nailed
in yeah, they do. At least in Wayne's World, he's playing a character, like they're playing
Yeah.
characters. So it's like, oh, we can spin out this
Right.
fictional universe. Like he's just Zach Galifianakis giving bad interviews.
He's a character.
Yeah,
He's
but,
like weird version.
Yeah.
Of
It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like that Jiminy Glick movie.
Oof.
You guys remember that Martin
See,
Short thing?
Again, all the
That can-
comparisons are these like
I know.
movies that.
Yeah,
Like even with a bunch of celebrity cameos, it's just gonna.
that's all it can be.
That's
yeah.
all
Yeah.
it can be. Oh,
Maybe
I
it's
don't
like
know.
a documentary style.
I don't
Where
know.
it's like
I don't
him
know.
going around.
that would be the
interviewing.
safest bet.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna like if he's developing it, I'm sure it's gonna at least be funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unlike movies he's just in, like
I liked.
what was that? The Election, or what was that called?
I like Due
Oh.
Date. Him and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
just doing planes, trains, and automobiles.
it is just Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
But like, I think that's why I like it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Who doesn't love that movie though? They
Yeah.
should have just remade that. Give the same name. I don't care.
Right, like it
I
could have just
really
been
don't care.
Yeah,
Actually,
it could have just been a remake.
Yeah,
Like all the same
Fucking
things
go for it.
happen.
I
Yeah.
give Hollywood permission to remake Trains, Planes, and Automobiles because it's room silent. I think
No, I'm waiting.
I would
No,
love to
no,
see it.
I was in
No,
anticipation.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
give them permission. I would watch an updated
I mean,
version
they
of that.
did. It's
You-
due
you
date.
heard-
It
you-
is due date.
You heard that here, John J. Hollywood.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Feel
John
free
J.
to
Hollywood.
remake Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Ooh.
Due Date does have the added layer of Robert Downey Jr. punching a child in the stomach,
Right.
Awesome.
Oh man,
Awesome.
which is probably my favorite moment.
it's an amazing moment.
That
and
and-
spitting in the dog's face.
Yeah, when he's like, "You ready to apologize?" What? Fuck you! It's so good. You hand me that thing, I'm gonna rip it in half. Oh,
So the new Men in Black has a title, which I normally don't share titles, but this says a lot about what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
The title is Men in Black International.
yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, I mean,
it is an
yeah,
idea.
Yeah,
It's an idea.
show
Well,
us the
because
whole world.
the
of
first
Men in Black.
the first two were very New York.
Right.
centric.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, if
Yeah.
I am remembering correctly.
It's that weird idea that like
New York or L.A. I feel like it's New York.
it's New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah,
It's that weird idea that America saves the world, and like in Men in Black, it's like specifically two guys in New York. So like it's
Yeah.
nice to see the idea that it's a global thing.
Yeah, and like, what are other countries' Men in Blacks?
Yeah.
Like, you know, is there some? Yeah, okay, all
like
right.
we
Who's
can't
in
be
Men
the
in
only
Black?
country that knows aliens.
right.
Yeah.
And I love Tessa Thompson.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
the cast
much.
is the cast is great.
Your cast is great.
I feel like Channing Tatum should be in it. Is he not in it?
No, it's Hemsworth, right?
They don't often put
Mm.
Hemsworth and Tatum in the same film.
Right.
I think Hollywood thinks they cancel each other out.
They sort of do. They know. I like. You don't
Yeah.
need both of them. If you got
Mhm.
one, you don't.
Yeah,
need
they're
the
like
other.
they're like magnets.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
repel each other.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is a story that Maggie, I believe you put in this.
I did.
And this is amazing. The
Isn't
H.P. Lovecraft movie, directed by Richard Stanley of Island of Dr. Moreau fame,
Yep.
and
Yes.
starring Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Are we sure this is happening?
Yes.
They say it's happening.
Inside Baseball. I know the casting office that is currently casting it.
Oh shit.
So if it's
I
in
was-
casting, that is
I was
a
wondering
because
because I don't think they mentioned Nick Cage in that article.
No, because that came out
Ooh, we got a scoop.
yesterday.
Oh, so we got the scoop.
Yeah. So they just casted, or I don't think the casting office had anything to do with Nick Cage. I think
Okay.
he was just signed on to it. But
Is this
yeah, if it's in casting, that means like it.
Sure.
is this
you know,
is this
likelihood
about
is good.
H.P. Lovecraft or is it
No,
take place
it's
in the
based on
world?
a story, The Color out
Mm-hmm.
of space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either answer would have been delightful. because of Nicolas
It's one of my
Cage.
favorite Lovecraft stories. So I'm
It's-
like
yeah,
actually
it's
legit
really
like
cool.
amped to to
Mhm.
hear that this Richard Stanley, who's like, if you've watched Lost Soul, like all of his, like when you listen to him talk and listen to him talk about his idea for Dr. Moreau, and like you look at all of his concept art, like that movie looks awesome.
Yeah. And like in the article, the producers defend him and are like a large part of that was terrible producing. Like we trust him as a director, and with like SpectraVision, we feel like we'll be able to get it. Which is like I really like SpectraVision. I like what they're doing. I think they're cool.
They're doing great stuff.
Yeah. So,
what else have they done?
Mandy.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's why
That explains Nick Cage.
Yeah. I think they're hoping for another
Mandy.
Yeah,
they should.
You could make a Mandy style movie out of Color Out of Space.
Yeah, for sure.
They should let
Space,
Richard Stanley remake Island of Dr. Moreau.
There have been
under the one
about
condition that Dr. Moreau is played by Val Kilmer. I think that would be.
He wouldn't do it.
I know.
They'd
have to pay them all the money. They'd have to pay them all the money.
Yeah.
Oh,
so much money, and like have like in the contract, like if you leave the project at any point, it's all gone.
I
so
would
they just have
flip.
to. Yeah.
I would flip if that happens.
And it's just Val Kilmer doing the Brando impression.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, my children.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, Hollywood should never give me money because like that's the type of
that's
thing
kind
I
of
would
shit I
find.
would do.
It would be so
I'd be
good.
like, fucking do it.
How much money would it take you?
Yeah.
Please.
But you get two films. You get the other, the documentary about that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So-
no.
I want it so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart. It's just pitter pattering. But in the meantime, maybe we'll get this movie.
Hopefully, this is.
Yeah.
I've been. It's. I think I've mentioned this on a podcast before, but it's weird that we don't have like any major like Lovecraft movies.
Yeah,
Strange.
it is weird.
We have
yeah.
stuff that's like reminiscent of it, or
Right.
inspired by it, but like not anything that's like a direct adaptation, which
I
is
have a
strange
new
to me.
theory because it's public domain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it seems so, at least to me, like I get it. Like I get,
Yeah.
I mean, minus the racism, like I get what
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft was like
Yeah.
going for.
Yeah, he really hated immigrants.
Like with a capital H. But like sidestepping
with
that.
with a capital H, yeah, capital HP.
I'm wondering because like in the Mouth of Madness, I remember.
It's very Lovecraft.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
like
Yeah.
Carpenter was saying, like I want to make a Lovecraft
Mhm.
movie, but not make one. I'm wondering if it, like he's like cursed or something. If there's like
He might
some
be.
secret curse he put on his work, and whenever they try to adapt it, like we're gonna find out Richard Stanley's gonna like randomly light on fire, like in
Oh my
burst into
God.
flames.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like Guillermo del Toro has been trying to make At the Mountain of
Right.
Madness for years.
Yeah.
And like of anyone, I would trust him to be able
Right?
to make a really good pitch. And like I can't imagine. Well,
Yeah, how do
I
you-
mean, studios suck,
Who's saying
but
no to Guillermo del Toro
Right.
doing that?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
I guess it's an expensive endeavor,
Yeah.
so it's
Still though, but like
Is it though?
Right.
Nowadays, like
well. I mean, I don't know because
no.
look at what the fuck he's done.
Yeah.
I know. You
Like-
can make Shape of Water. Give him a fucking
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
him-
yeah,
someone approved Shape of Water, so
Yeah, over an H.P. Lovecraft
Yeah.
adaptation.
yeah. I mean,
I
I,
don't
guess they're the
know.
smart ones that won the awards.
yeah.
I guess like maybe it's hard for like execs to like picture it because it's a very visual and kind of like plays with time, plays with space, plays with like
Yeah.
our inner
It's all
dialogue.
Yeah, it's a lot of like unreliable narrators and just the
yeah,
nature
so-
of going crazy, and yeah, it's weird.
But like, isn't
But
that
is
the
it
coolest stuff?
that
Yeah, that's
weird?
I mean, like in the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah.
It's like it's
That movie ends with Sam Neill watching the movie.
watching
that
the
he's
movie
in.
by himself and just
And
laughing
laughing.
maniacally. It's perfect.
Oh, so good.
So yeah, make this goddamn movie, Richard Stanley.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God.
Final story, which I added in the last minute, and I realized I don't really care about. They're rebooting Resident Evil.
Sure.
They got the
Right.
writer director of that like 47 Meters Down, I think it's called. I never watched
I
it.
Oh, I
never
did.
watched it.
Is it any good?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's not as it's better than I thought it was going to be. It's not as good as The Shallows.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't seem as good as
Yeah.
The Shallow.
I didn't see the Meg. Is it better than the
Yeah.
Meg?
It's better than The Meg.
Yeah,
Like,
the Meg
Ooh.
is the biggest disappointment of this year for me.
I
It wasn't
I was
bad.
really excited for it.
Well, watching it wasn't
Uh-huh.
bad, but then it didn't stay with me, and the violence is
Right.
oddly PG-13, and it's
Oh.
like it just sort of
Ah.
yeah, there's a couple of really fun moments, but they never
Yeah.
like they have him at, like, for instance, they have him, the big shark attack this insanely crowded beach in Thailand in the film's climax, and it's like so crowded you can't see the water. That's how many people, like, they don't have a scene where he's just swimming through with his mouth open and just like, it's like, well, that's right there. Like, just like,
they don't have much violence in that scene, and it's
they
like
really don't eat many people.
It was just.
That could have been way more fun. I thought it was going to be fun.
It should have been
fun vibe.
It should have been more fun than it was.
It felt very, I don't know, like Lake Placid-y, where it was like
it's better than Lake Placid.
It's I guess, but it had that. It still had that like kind of PG-13 monster movie feel where it just didn't. I don't know. It had no class. It was just like there was nothing.
They should have made.
Stood out.
It should have been like. It should have been a female shark, and it should have been all about. We should be rooting for the shark eating all these people. Like, go get it, girl.
It could very well be a female shark. I was being sexist and assigning it a gender.
That's fair.
Excuse me. We're never given any indication of the shark's gender.
The shark's gender.
But yeah, Resident Evil.
Sure.
I mean, whatever.
I
like the original.
What's her face going to be in it?
No. I don't think so.
I hope she starts doing other movies.
She's doing the Monster Hunter
there
movie.
we go. That's something. Is it her husband directing?
Yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson is directing it, and Tony Jaa is in it.
So they're just a thing now. Like, I mean, that's fine. She's got a good racket going. They both do, but like,
and she was briefly married to Luc Besson, right?
Movies? Okay. So
he
was
put her
she
in that, and like in The Messenger, and
the hell was she married to like Richard Donner for not Richard Donner,
Richard Linklater.
Richard Linklater for Days and Confused. Does she just
left? There's a story that she left the set to get married or something, but like they had it annulled because she was underage.
Whoa!
There's some crazy stories about Days and Confused.
It's just weird that she's just doing the projects of the guys she's married to.
I know.
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I mean, make cool action movies and plot me in there. I'll do it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like my dream is to be the person in power in the relationship. Be like, oh yeah, like just do whatever. I'll make a movie. Oh, I guess you can be in it. You have to audition for me though. Weird. It's weird. I haven't actually seen a lot of the Resident Evil movies, but I love the games. But to me, they feel so separate.
They have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with each other. But like, if they made it like the games, I would be floored. Like,
that would be
if they made an adaptation of one of the games.
This is really funny.
In
my head, I didn't even think about that. I was just like, so they're just going to do the Mila Jovovich movies again. But you're right. There are games that.
Let's get it. I love the games, and I think the games have good stories. At least I find them compelling.
Oh yeah, they're all. They're all wildly convoluted anime stories, but
which I love. So
I feel like they might do the newest one.
That would be sweet. The Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I would be so into that.
It's a real True Detective vibe there.
Yeah. And they could absolutely do it.
That's why I feel like they'll do it.
I would be shocked if they didn't. If they didn't, I would think they're silly.
I wouldn't mind
dum-dums.
They're big dum-dums.
I get the argument for doing an adaptation. I like the idea of doing another just batshit crazy movie that's like loosely based off of
getting cut up by lasers.
Yeah. So good.
It's the only one I've seen is the first one.
I've seen like 4 of them, and I don't know why.
There are so many of them.
I know. Maybe 5. Oh, I think I saw 5. They start having like robot clone men.
Oh my god!
It's like it
Jesus
gets really
Christ.
weird. I think that's what was in there. That like the second one's the worst, and then the third one I thought was surprisingly fun. That one's in Vegas, and they're like cloning her to fight zombies. I want to say
weird that they take such a divergence from.
Yeah.
It's
and then
odd.
she gets an army of her own clones at one point.
I mean, that's dope.
And then they have to like write around that because they can't really have. Because after that, it's like, where do you go from there?
Right, where do you go from
And
there?
then I remember the later ones. I think it was like water. I remember water. This is like a psychic dream, and like they're
like,
fighting in like in a bathroom
Kate
or something.
Blanchett from The Gift.
Oh.
There's water here. So yeah, Dave.
Yes,
you got a movie that deserves more hype.
I do. I'm very excited about this movie.
Yeah, it looks good.
It's called Standoff at Sparrow Creek. It's coming out January 18th.
Mm-hmm.
The plot is it takes place from the point of view of a fucking gun nut militia. And what happens is that at a police funeral, someone has there's a mass shooting, and the leader of this militia suspects it's one of their own, and the cops are coming, and he's trying to figure out which one of his militia did this mass shooting, and they're all sort of like holed up in their bunker,
trying to
figure it out. And I get some real Green Room vibes off of this. I hear it's very twisty, like it has the way they're saying that there's like a twist, but also it's just like it goes in directions that you don't expect, and it's kind of crazy. It's the producer, it's all like new people for the most part.
Yeah, it's a new writer-director.
Yeah. Except it's the producer of Bone Tomahawk and Brawl in Cell Block 99, both super violent, super crazy films by the same director, so that gives me some hope. But yeah, this looks tense. The trailer.
Yeah, I'm a big sucker for movies that take place in like one location.
Me too. Yeah.
I
love that. I eat that shit up.
Yeah. You're playing to the choir with that one.
It looks good.
Sorry, this is deviating, but on that subject, I just watched this and it came out in 2014. I've talked about it before, but have you seen Coherence?
No.
No one's seen Coherence. It takes place. It was shot for like $50,000. And it takes place in a single house, and it somehow managed to be one of the most like high concept sci-fis I've seen in a while. It's really epic for a movie that takes place in a single house. So I'm recommending that as a movie that deserved more hype from 2014.
From 4 years ago.
James Ward Byron.
I don't know what that person's doing now.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but they managed to have a very big plot. In a movie that takes place in a single house. Yeah. I mean, I've talked to like a couple people who've seen it, so opinions differ, but for a movie that's mostly just people talking, I was with it throughout.
Yeah.
A good comparison is Primer, if Primer wasn't boring, because Primer is a very slow movie. This was not a boring movie.
So Coherence, and then Standoff at...
What?
What's the actual one you're talking about?
The one now? Yeah, Standoff at Sparrow Creek. This it's coming out on streaming, I think.
Cool.
And which is a bummer because it feels like something I want to see in theaters because the cinematography looks really good.
It's streaming?
The Standoff at Sparrow Creek is VOD. Probably Amazon, I imagine.
Yeah,
VOD. That whoa. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I'm simultaneously bummed and delighted when that happens.
Yeah.
I can watch it, when I want to without spending much.
Right.
But then there's some movies that I'm like, like Mandy, I would have loved to see in the theater.
Yeah.
But it played for like one weekend.
Yeah. And this is the same where like it takes place in a small area, but the cinematography looks very pretty, and I'd love to see this. What?
The cinematography looks very severe.
Yeah. And the sound looks very important, or sounds very important. Again, a theater experience feels like the right way to watch this, but maybe they just couldn't afford to do it.
Watch this trailer. Get hyped for
watch this trailer. It's a very good trailer. It made me feel uncomfortable in the trailer. Like I felt tense watching the trailer.
It's got a little bit of a Thing vibe to it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Into it.
So I expect big things from this. Hopefully.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's a show.
Yeah, it feels like a show.
Oh.
Maggie, thank you so much for being on.
Anytime.
What do you want to plug?
Yeah, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Maggie May Fish. You can hop over to my YouTube channel where I do film reviews. We're gonna have a fun one coming out for Christmas.
Oh shit.
So yeah. Find me on there.
The Fight Club video is taken off.
Oh boy, did it. I heard that I should never search for my name on Reddit.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't just avoid Reddit.
Yeah, just avoid Reddit in general.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
But ignorance is bliss, and it's going great.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, not checking Reddit ever has made my life great.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, you guys never do it. I don't know what's on there, but just don't do it.
Never do that. Never search your own name.
Oh God.
Yeah. Thanks. And I guess we've got, you want to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed.
Yeah, we got TeePublic. We got t-shirts, TeePublic/stores/gamefullyunemployed. I don't know if our goddamn...
I think it might be done.
Yeah, we had an offer code, but it's gamefully. You might as well punch that in and see if it works.
See if it works. You get 20% off. We got some sweet new shirts.
25% off, maybe. In theory, probably not.
Got a sweet new Swole Garfield shirt.
Yeah, we got Swole Garfield.
Drawn by Katie Golden.
It doesn't matter if you know what that means. You should buy it and wear it proudly.
Yeah. All right. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, CORLEW, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.